my dad's a newspaper, or was it before he retired, a newspaper journalist and then editor, and so a lot of what I learned about writing I learned from him. And he's a very he takes a very hard-nosed, no-nonsense approach to it. He would always laugh if anybody referred to writing as an art. For him, it's a craft, it's a job. You sit down and you do your job and you respect your editor and you meet your deadlines, and it's a very professional thing for him. It's not some artsy-fartsy thing where you're, sitting in a garret getting drunk wearing a pirate blouse and trying to find your muse. It's just sit down and do your job. And I believe that. I try and convey that to my students as well. If you're an engineer, you don't wake up in the morning and say, oh, I'm not inspired to do engineering today. Or if you're a barista, you don't wake up and say, I'm not feeling making this mocha. It doesn't make any sense, right? You just have to sit and do your words and do your hours, and I really believe in that. It's about a work ethic, and that's the way you'll be successful as a writer. I teach creative writing in a university setting, and so one of the things that comes up very, very often is I'll have people coming to fiction. Basically, they start as short fiction writers because that's manageable. An 8-page story seems like something they can manage to do. But then they want to know how to build up, and get those pages and get up to the length of a novel. The 2 pieces of advice I always give them are, start with an outline. I think that's absolutely invaluable with a novel. If you've managed to sort of think through the various elements of your story and given yourself a bit of a roadmap so that you're not just in there flailing around, it's like trying to swim across an ocean with no plan. If you've got that outline, that's really going to help you a lot. And think about that outline in as much detail as you possibly can. So basically what you're doing is you're taking away decisions from yourself so that, when you sit down at the computer and you've got that blank screen in front of you, it's not, oh, I can go anywhere, I can do anything. It's I'm frozen trying to decide. It's, okay, in this scene I know it's going to be a dinner party, and I know I have to have this character and this character and this character, and they're going to talk about this, and at the end of the scene somebody's going to reveal X, and when you have all those parameters in place, it becomes so much easier to sit down and write. That's the first piece of advice. The second piece of advice is stick to that outline. Once you've made it, you have to commit to it, and don't let yourself change your mind halfway through. If you have a brilliant idea, make a note of it, save that for your second draft. Because obviously you're not writing one draft of a novel. You're going to be doing multiple drafts where you can go back and correct and refine. So that first draft through, that first pass through that first draft, all you should be thinking about is getting it finished, getting the words on the page, so that you've basically got like a big lump of raw clay that you've then given yourself to work with. If you don't finish that draft, if you keep refining your first 40 pages, you've got nothing to work with. You don't even have clay. You got nothing. So I would say get that first draft down, no matter how rough, in one go as quickly as you can without sort of overthinking it too much, and then as you revise, you can go back and make it into the thing that you really want it to be.